I would like to do the next part just to show you how you can do like a group exercise, because the next part of the conversation stems around us going into that Lynn led into really well. So I'm going to share the screen again and show you that exercise. So we move from an individual footprint to this, what I call the quadrant, where we ask people to think of an action they're keen on doing on the individual level, and then look at industry and business, government and community levels, and see what we need to support widespread action, to support our action and get it to be collective and widespread. So there's a couple ways you could run this exercise for people. One is in chat and one is in real time. So I'm going to see if you can remember. We're starting with individual, and we're going to move, and we're going to think of industry, government, and community levels. I'm going to stop screen sharing, and I'm going to check in with Mark. And then after that, if we could put in chat something we're really keen on taking action on, and then how we need action on other levels to support that. This is one way to run an exercise like this. So if you could think of an action on the individual level that you think you might take or are interested in trying to take, and we'll try to make some connections to see how to make that collective. If you could just put in the chat, that would be great. Start with an individual action, something you're keen on doing yourself. Okay, yes, vote. And so when you're voting, what do you want to see happen or change on other levels? So for voting, for me, what comes to mind, just to give you an example, is on the government level, let's change our electoral system so that when we vote, it matters more. So it's not first past the post. So that would be something on the government level that we need to change in order to make our vote matter more. Riding a bike is a really good one. What do you need at a community level to help you with riding your bike? Yes, bike lanes. So we need that. Switching out gas-powered furnace, yeah, that's a good one. Bike education, yes. So on a government level, we need safe cycling infrastructure too, don't we? So that's something we could come together to ask for. So switching to gas-powered furnace for an electric one. All right, what do you need to help you do that, Rosemary?
Me? I need money.
Money, exactly, incentive.
Maybe in some help, like a retrofit thing, or if there's a plan. I know they're working on renewable natural gas, but I don't know if that's going to ramp up fast enough.
Yeah, on the industry level. Yeah. So I see we're going to do a couple more. Climate justice is the top priority. Be clear on that. Yes. And for that, we kind of need that on all levels, don't we? We need it in industry. We need it all through our society. But I think, Wendy, at a government level, that's really key right now, isn't it? To push for a just recovery. Yeah. So let's look at the reducing instead of recycling, because that leads to a really interesting thing on the industry level, doesn't it? What do we need on an industry level to help us reduce? Who put that one in? Was it? Let me see. Oh, yes. I would say you need them to not produce plastics that you can't recycle, or to use not plan obsolescence, no planned obsolescence anymore. Circular economy, perfectly phrased, Wendy. That's what we need. So this is cool. This is working really well in chat. I'm just going to move over to the other method to show you it as well. And you can keep putting in chat, but I'll need Mark to help me with this. Sure. Object here is that you can actually write in real time. So you can put people's ideas in here. So Mark, just read out one.
Sure. So one of them is government incentives for retrofits. So that would be in a different section. That would be in the government section.
Yeah, and that helps you with your switching out of your gas furnace and everything to do with changing your house. Yeah.
So an individual action that you could take, Sharon has written, change your diet. So reduce meat drastically, and what meat you eat should be sustainably raised.
Yeah, and so that's business, the farming. Okay.
Great. Lynn has written a higher carbon price.
Aha, that's the government level for sure. Okay, so we'll take one more and then
Sure. Val has written redirect funds from fossil fuel subsidies. And government.
yes,
as
I would
well.
say that's both an industry change and a government change.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so that would create industry change. Very
And
direct.
Colleen, if I could add one more, so we could have another community one.
Sure.
Lynn has written a solar co-op neighborhood,
Oh, I
a
love
community
that.
initiative.
I love that. Okay, so as you see, you get a pretty beautiful group think out of this, like a group diagram in the end. And I will show you just what happens in real life. It's really fun. It's kind of messy, but this is what you get in real life when you're doing a flip chart version. The conversation is amazing. I love this one. Entertain in a better world. You'd entertain yourself. You'd have showers and skits at church, and you'd play crokinole. You know what I mean? Like, what a little idyllic vision of a better world. So it is really a fun exercise, and to do it online is a little tricky, but I think we showed that it can be done. That was really cool.